We have a presentation this evening. Mr. Ray Powers is here from the Ojai International City of Peace, and Ray will provide a presentation on the organization. Thank you so much, Ray, for being here.
Thanks, Council, for inviting me to do this presentation. I've been wanting to do it for quite a while. I'm giving a high-level overview of the history of the International City of Peace, how it came, of the global organization, the founder, how it got created here in town, and then some of the milestone events and activities we've been doing. I'm not going to weigh in on any specific issues, but I'm glad I'm at the top of the meeting because I really would love to bring clarity, insight, and vision and have everybody here and at home think about what peace means to yourself, and especially what is an international city of peace and what that looks like day in and day out in our own relationships, how we function, our communications, when issues are brought up, how we treat each other. And that's kind of my personal intention tonight here. Next slide, please. So Fred Arment is the founding director of the International Cities of Peace. He's the author of The Elements of Peace, How Nonviolence Works, and The Economics of Peace, Freedom, the Golden Rule, and Broadening Prosperity. Fred founded the Arment Group marketing firm, which serves Fortune 500 as well as local profit and not-for-profit organizations. And he's the founder and first director of the Dayton International Peace Museum. He's been involved with the United Nations as co-chair of the Peace Cities team. Next slide, please. The purpose of the City of Peace movement is to create a community culture of peace by promoting collaboration and cooperation between all sectors of societies, such as the arts, education, environment, business, safety and security, recreation, faith-based organizations, service organizations, wellness organizations, and government. The movement aims to establish communities as official cities of peace, recognizing past achievements, encouraging current initiatives, and inspiring future generations for practical peace building. The movement also seeks to expand the global network of cities of peace, provide engagement and educational opportunities through programs like the Global Network, the Global Family Program, the Global Action Program, and leadership skills development courses. Ultimately, the City of Peace movement aims to change the world by leveraging technology and consciousness to foster peace and create a more peaceful society. Next slide, please. There are currently over 400 international cities of peace, so every month there are more cities joining. The goal is to have 1,000 cities by 2025. At least that's the go for. To encourage collaboration and promote respect for people of all faiths and creeds, the Golden Rule provides an ethical basis for enabling all communities within cities of peace to work together toward a culture of peace. Now, although the International City of Peace is non-denominational, nonpartisan, apolitical, the Golden Rule of do unto others as you have do unto yourself is kind of the overarching intention of it. Next slide, please. Communicating positive messages. In all aspects of communications, volunteers for International Cities of Peace should exhibit the values of a peacemaker. The International Cities of Peace values path is as follows: be purposeful, be accountable, be trustworthy, be humble, be innovative. And that's part of what I wanted to bring forward in presence here today in our daily activities with each other and how we relate to each other, really with love. Next slide, please. On April 14th, 2015, the Mayor and City Council of Ojai presented a city proclamation declaring Ojai the 99th International City of Peace and handed the document to the ICP team. The City Council officials at the time encouraged our peace initiatives in the Valley, and the city granted financial support for our events. The photo shows Anahata Pomeroy, Julie Heyman, Lisa Berman, Kathy Nolan, Brian Berman, Diane McCourtney, and I'm not pictured there in that photo. Brian Berman and Julie Heyman are the two that brought forward the International City of Peace global organization. Next slide, please. That's interesting. So Brian Berman, who's a sculptor in town, he's been in Poland with his wife Lisa for the last year and a half, working with Ukrainian refugees in Poland and their children. And Brian created this image of the holos, which some of you may wear and own. And each of the 9 sectors are segments of peace building: arts, business, communication, community, education, environment, governments, health, and spirituality. So these are each of the sectors we can bring this idea of peace into in all our activities and programs. Next slide, please. As well, the United Nations Global Sustainability Goals are milestones for the International City of Peace global and local organizations. Now, if you're not familiar with the UN Sustainability Goals, you could go to their website and learn about them. It's quite phenomenal, the roadmap they laid out. Next slide, please. I'm going to go real quick to my slides so I can see what that's supposed to say. So since September, since 2015, each year, International City of Peace, Ojai, hosts the United Nations International Day of Peace on September 21st. The focus is to bring community members together for sharing connection, meditation, prayer, dance, music, art, as well as talks by community members who went through great challenges in life. So next year will be our 10th year hosting and producing the International Cities of Peace. I know many of you here have come to this, and it's been quite phenomenal. Next slide, please. Most of the International Cities of Peace Ojai events help educate and inspire the importance of living in a city of peace. The emphasis is on peace begins within, with each of us, and from there taking actions which are compassionate and peace-building. ICP Ojai has hosted peacemaker panel talks, peace essay readings, student artwork, youth and adults creating peace bowls and doves, photo contests, feasts for peace, and community peace festivals. Next slide, please. This is some of the student artwork from the digital arts class in Ojai. Several years in a row, they not only created beautiful digital artwork for Day of Peace, but also for Earth Day as well. And we usually display those, and this is just a few of those. Next slide, please. These are some of the peace poles. There is a map somewhere online, I'm not sure where, that shows all the peace poles in the valley. They're continually growing. But these ones particularly here are at Nordhoff High School, put in 2, and San Antonio School put in a couple as well. Next slide, please. And these are the peace poles created at the Gables and at Nordhoff High School. Many of these were displayed at the park at the last Peace Day. Next slide, please. The team also created an International City of Peace road sign. And if you're unaware, at every entrance to the valley, up 150, down 150, out on the east end, and coming in from 33 North, there's an International City of Peace road sign which welcomes visitors to Ojai. So we have branded ourselves as an International City of Peace. So what does that look like to really step into that? Because that's a billboard, and that's the message we're giving. Next slide, please. Another great addition to Ojai ICP happened in April 2018. The mayor and city council approved an initiative by Dr. Bob Dodge that Ojai is a nuclear-free zone. What does that mean? It's a designation that will be added to, it's a designation that the initiative stipulates that our city will not invest in any company that contributes funding for the manufacturing of nuclear weapons. Now, I know that's hard to track, because I remember calling James Vega and saying, well, how do we track that? How do we know? You know, what's in our ETFs? And he goes, that's almost impossible to break that down with the people that are managing our funds. So I'm not sure how we really live into that, but that is what the nuclear free zone means. Next slide, please. The Ojai International City of Peace has participated in the 4th of July parade for 8 years, and we're always really thrilled how many people come out to join us. Next slide, please. In 2023, with council approval, so last year, a City of Peace flag was raised at City Hall. So thank you, Mayor Betsy, and all of you who came out for that flag raising. That was really wonderful to see and have up there. Next slide, please. In partnership with the Global Association of International Cities of Peace, a signature program for the Rotary E-Club of World Peace, local Rotary clubs can map each good work toward a common goal, a more peaceful and vitalized community. The Rotary Peace E-Club is an amazing international organization. I've been joining on some of their Zoom calls, as well as the quarterly Global City of Peace International organization. Next slide, please. So future projects that we're envisioning are more art installations that have to do with peace around town, such as the Bells for Peace, mosaic peace benches, a library of things, a youth council participation, Peace Day at Libby Bowl, and more community listening circles. Next slide, please. So that's all I have to share. You can go to internationalcitiesofpeace.org. There's too much information there, but there's a lot to go through to learn more. I want to thank my current partners, Peggy Gruner, who's here, and Klaus Peter Fleischman. The three of us took over the mantle when Brian and Lisa Berman moved to Poland. They have moved back. They're currently looking for a home, and I think they might have found one. So I'm here for questions, or I'll go sit down.
Just want to say thank you, Ray. Beautiful presentation, and thank you so much for working for peace.